Man, oh man, do I love this game. It seems everyone else on Metacritic agrees as well. After all, the highest score for a Neptunia game is 72, but Mary's Skelter is 76. You may not think it is as much of a difference, but on Metacritic it is a clear indicator. Those are the critic scores, by the way. The average score for the user score is a whopping 8.7. It is rather rare that I am on the side of Argumentum ad Populum, as I would rate Death and Request much higher than Mary Skelter, but it seems objectivity favors their side this time. So let us explore what makes Mary Skelter so stark and impactful. We should start from the very beginning with describing two things: what the story and gameplay is about, and how it rose to popularity. Mary Skelter is if you combined the Brothers Grimm fairy tales with an escapist plot of trying to escape prison. Each area is you trying to destroy each section's core. What makes this game so intriguing and impactful is the way they set you up into the immersion, with the slice of life settings being rather saccharine, as is the trademark of Compile Heart, the other being a rather sadistic and vicious ambiance inside of the prison. It helps that you're playing this game, which is a first-person dungeon crawler, in a more personable experience as a result. It feels like you are the one these nightmares are after. It helps that the music just adds to the experience as well, with whimsical themes in certain areas, oftentimes in accordance with the themes of each portion of the prison, like with Labyrinth, and the Alice in Wonderland themed area, or just the music when a nightmare appears is downright panic-inducing. All of this is built on a theme of Grimdark. Grimdark is generally a theme where dark ideas froth forth, and the trademark is its excess. Now keep in mind that this isn't the first time Compile Heart has forayed into the Grimdark subgenre. Its most notable and notorious setting and ending revolves around the Conquest ending from Hyperdimension Neptunia Mark II and Rebirth II, which had very polarized views from utter revilement to high praise and acclaim. In fact, I'm surprised they didn't attempt it sooner. They tried a little bit of those themes in Fairy Fencer F, but none to this level of extremes before. Grimdark was always a very ancillary portion until now. It was never the standard writing tone Compile Heart wanted to go down, but they couldn't have chosen a more opportunistic time to make this game. After all, it was on the back of the majorly positive reviews Advent Dark Force had received. This is where the second portion I had planned to address have finally come into play. For a while now, Compile Heart fans were getting tired of the excess of positive cutesiness that had permeated the company. While it wasn't deal-breaking on its own merit, what aided Compile Heart's paradigm shift was that the narrative value was quickly starting to plummet. People became fatigued to the point where I wonder if this was all according to Keikaku. Compile Heart is a wonderful company because they've always cared about fan input. While this has worked against their favor in regards to the Neptunia franchise, this is probably the single greatest move that saved their company's profitability. Ever since then, they've tried a multitude of differing titles, some with terrible mechanics, bland story, and boring characters, a la Dark Rose Valkyrie, whereas others evolved with enjoyable and well-developed characters with one of the most surprising pathological and psychological thrillers imaginable, in Death and Request, the latter of which you would never expect out of a Compile Heart title. Well, it was in opposing that very sentiment that Compile Heart went down this path, and it was the best decision possible. The results show because the disparity between Mary Skelter and other titles that belong to Compile Heart is rather staggering. The main characters are Jack from Jack and the Beanstalk and Alice from Alice in Wonderland. The themes behind each character show a lot of literary potential and helps to world build, since most of these prison areas are a reference to each character as a whole, and the entire tower unlocked afterwards is a reference to Jack himself. Mechanically speaking, Jack himself is what I'd call a support linchpin, where despite merely being a support character, he's also vital to making sure things don't go to shit in gameplay mechanics, such as blood skill removal. be terrified, because they become mindless berserkers who will attack anything. Without Jack, these girls would have just been either in blood Skelter, or worse, become a nightmare. In the end, some other fun concepts are the ability to lick each other, and yes, such a glorious thing is in this game. Licking each other can provide stat boosts, recovery of HP, or recovery of SP. Licking also helps stave off blood Skelter, so that if Jack has already used his move for the turn, or is knocked out, etc., you can rotate the licking to stave off the blood Skelter. You'll know when you're close when the 5 blood clot marker at the top of each character profile, or I believe bottom actually might be, turns dark and reaches the 5th blood clot. I won't get much further into the story or anything, but this was one of the more fun experiences I've had with Compile Heart games in a while. Mary's Skelter, on a personal note, has everything I want in the game without excess bullshit like retarded first grade toilet humor, or dank memes co-opting the title. If it weren't a first-person DRPG, I'd give it a 10 out of 10. Sadly, I hate DRPGs and simply forgave it for the sake of an incredible narrative, fun battles, and downright engrossing ambiance. I'll give this game an 8.75 out of 10. Now don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed me rambling and reviewing the game you liked. Subscribe if you are new. Click the bell to be notified of more of my content. Follow me on all the things. Consider tipping me on stream elements if you wish to be triple S God tier and fanhood. Definitely consider donating to my GoFundMe so I can meet all you guys down in Anime Expo. I love y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Just remember, ladies and gentlemen, to put in a quarter to try again. Bye bye.